And you believe the Democratic Party has become the party of war, blaming President Biden?
I think both parties are the parties of war.
So many argue the USA military machine has always been at the heart of this country's system and that it's not something you can overturn or change in an easy way. How would you do that?
I'll wind down the empire abroad. We have now 800 bases abroad, and each one of those is picking a fight with somebody. And the Russians have one, maybe two bases. The Chinese have one or two bases abroad. We spend 10 times on our military. We spend more on our military than the next 10 nations combined. And we've spent $8 trillion on useless wars since 2001. And, look what we've gotten for it. The whole world is in chaos because of that. I mean, let me just go through what the cost of war of Iraq. We left Iraq worse off than we found it. We killed more Iraqis than Saddam Hussein. Iraq today is a battle, an incoherent nation with a battle between Shia and Sunni death squads. It has become a proxy for Iran, which is why all this other chaos is breaking out with the Houthis, because Iraq once counterbalanced Iran's power in the region. It doesn't exist anymore. We wiped that out. We created ISIS. We drove, with the Syrian spillover war, we drove 2 million refugees into Europe, which destabilized all the democracies in Europe for the next 2 or 3 generations. Brexit is probably a direct result of our intervention in Iraq, in that way. And what's happening in France now with the rioting, et cetera, is all traceable to our Iraq war. So that's what we got. And meanwhile, the American middle class is falling off a cliff. I was at my uncle's inauguration in 1961. 3 days before he was inaugurated as president, John F. Kennedy, Dwight Eisenhower, the outgoing president, gave a speech in which probably now should be regarded as the most important speech in American history, where he warned America against the emergence of a military-industrial complex that would turn us into an imperium abroad and a national security state at home, and put the weapons manufacturers in charge of American democracy. And today, that's exactly what has happened. And we are addicted to this pipeline of new wars that are being driven. You look who's funding both the Democratic and Republican Party. It's Raytheon, General Dynamics, Northrop Grumman, Boeing, and Lockheed. And they need to put NATO in every country in Europe, because then that new country has to adopt NATO weapons purchase specifications. And it's a guaranteed market for those countries. It's all a big money laundering project, which, we need to unleash ourselves from.